coffee lovers and internet explorers. Welcome back to SipCyber, the podcast where we talk about the human side of cybersecurity over a good cup of coffee. Today, I want to share a place that means a lot to me, Grounds Coffee Bar in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It's right by the Metra train station. And if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you why this spot is so closely tied to today's conversation. But first, let's talk about perspective. Perspective changes when trust, preparation, and clear communication come together. After meeting here at IT Audit Labs with my boss, Eric Brown, he mentioned that it was a perfect day for a flight, meaning 2 people in a small airplane, and I didn't need much convincing to go up in the air. What surprised me most about that experience hadn't been the view, it was the calm. Before we ever left the ground, we talked through everything. What to expect, what could go wrong, and exactly what we would do if it did. At what point, we even cut out the engine and practiced a landing. No panic, just process, confidence, and trust in the preparation. And sitting there, it had clicked for me. This was what personal cybersecurity is supposed to feel like. Not fear, not complexity, calm. So let me ask you a few questions. If something unexpected happened tomorrow, where are your passwords? Who has access to your accounts? Would someone know how to step in if you couldn't? These aren't technical questions per se, they're human ones. Almost a year ago, my dad passed away, and while it's hard to talk about, navigating the digital side of loss made one thing very clear. Preparation is a gift. Having plans in place doesn't make hard moments easier, but it does remove that confusion, panic, and unnecessary stress when you're already carrying enough things. Calm like that doesn't happen by chance. When risks are understood and plans are clear, fear loses its grip on you. And that's especially true in an airplane. And it's true in our digital lives. Once we were in the air, there had been nothing left to do but fly. Seeing the world from the sky had changed things for me. It's quieter up there, wider somehow. I had even taken the controls as we flew over my house, and that perspective stayed with me longer than I had expected. I came down to this earth a little calmer, with a little more clarity around what actually mattered. And that feeling stayed with me, because long before that flight, there was another place where I learned what it feels like to sit with uncertainty and keep moving forward. Now let's circle back to Grounds Coffee, because this place has been a part of my life for a really long time. This coffee shop sits right next to the Metra train station, like I mentioned, the same one I took every day for a long time while my dad was at Northwestern Hospital. Back then, that singular platform headed to downtown Chicago was a place of early mornings, long days, and a lot of quiet waiting. Remembering this place now feels like grounding in a different way. Remembering those mornings at the coffee shop is a reminder that planning matters more than we realized at the time. We don't get everything right. We never will, and we never do. But the steps we take to prepare, even the small ones, can make the hardest moments a little less heavy. Looking back at those stops at the coffee shop, I'm reminded that planning doesn't change the outcome, but it changes the experience. It gives you steadier ground when things feel out of your control. Grounds is the kind of place that gives you a moment to breathe, to sit, to warm up, to think clearly before you move on to whatever comes next. And that feels like a fitting way to end today's episode, because whether it's flying a plane, managing your digital life, or supporting those around you, the goal isn't to eliminate risk and stress and worry. It's more about being ready. If you're ever in Crystal Lake, Grounds Coffee is worth the stop. And if today's episode nudged you to think about preparedness, not with fear, but with intention, then this conversation mattered. Thanks for spending time with me today on SipCyber. We'll be back next week with a new spot and a new tip. Until then, stay safe, stay human, and keep sipping.